tea. There's a place where friends can be. Every stitch tells a story. Every color shines so bright. Welcome to Horizon Crochet, where creativity finds its way. Laugh a little, stay a while. Share a pattern, share a smile. At Horizon Crochet, we're all friends here, making memories year after year. One stitch at a time, we'll grow together, crocheting through every kind of weather. Grab your yarn, grab your tea. Come crochet with Kelly. Horizon Crochet.
Hi everybody. My name is Kelly and welcome to Horizon Crochet. I'm excited to see you all and happy Saturday. Hi Sarah. Long time no see. And Jen, oh, your cat is so pretty. And Kathleen, hello Kathleen. And Mary, good to see you. Sassy Mary, sassy. Every time I see your name and I think of Sassy Mary, I think of Tina Turner's song, Proud Mary. Keep on rolling. Anyway, you're using Barb's song. I am, Jen. I finally figured out how to make it use or work properly on the program that I use. I know a lot of people use StreamYard. And I'm going to check it out, but I use OBS. But I did get the music going, and I'm really excited about it. Hi, Yaya. Good to see you. Hey, Coffee Mama. Good to see you, too. How's everybody's weekend going so far? Any plans? Anything exciting going on? So good to see you all. So it is the end of the yarn crawl that Sarah and I, my buddy Sarah, and I have been doing. And we're glad it's done, but we're also sad it's done. So we have been on Saturdays and one Friday traveling all over southern Ontario and going to different smaller local yarn shops. And today was our last day. And we even visited one again. And I got stuff again. So if you have a few minutes, I'd love to tell you about it, show you a few things, and tell you some highlights we liked, some things we hope to see next year as well. And it was a fun day. It was really fun, and I got a nice breakfast, lunch, which how often do you do that? Breakfast is good like any time of day in my book. I love it. And Yaya's. What is that? Wasn't there a movie, Jen? Yaya and the traveling pants. That may sound absolutely ludicrous, but for some reason, I remember that and a bunch of women yelling, Yaya! Does this ring a bell to anybody other than me? Anyway, I'm glad to hear from Yaya, and I hope she's doing well. And Jen, for real, I was watching your video, and your cat is beautiful. You have a beautiful cat, so I just wanted to make sure. Jen says, yes, my big fat Greek wedding. Ah, okay. Or Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood. Maybe I'm thinking of two different things, and that's why I'm confused. I can't pin it down. You both sound very reasonable. And so today we went to the Itty Bitty Yarn Company in Mitchell, Ontario. We had to swing back there, and we also went to Songbird. Let me get the card out. It's a really cute shop. It's super tiny, but it was super cute. Songbird Yarn and Fibers. And this store is really unique for a yarn shop. I've seen yarn shops. I can't say that I've been to lots of yarn shops, but I've been to about 15 yarn shops at this point. And this one shop that we went to today, and Sarah, feel free to chime in at all if you want to share anything about it. But this was really interesting because the yarn is based off of different breeds of birds. So each color selection of the yarn she makes, she hand dyes it right in her shop at the Songbird Yarn and Fiber shop. She does custom orders, but she names her yarn and picks the color of her skeins of yarn after birds. Sarah, I believe, got two cardinals. If you've ever seen a cardinal male, I'm sure probably everybody has, but it's bright red and super pretty, and you can't miss it when it's flying around because, well, it's big and red. But the female version of a cardinal is kind of red, brown, tans, and cream colors, and sometimes even a little bit of orange in there. So I'm telling Sarah's purchase was the cardinals, so it was a mix of reds and blacks, and then the female version had tans and a little bit of orange in it. And the one that I picked up was the purple martin. And what I didn't realize when I was in the shop is that there's actually a little description about the bird right on the skein. And I like this one the most because of the purple colors. It just jumped out at me. And there was absolutely some hilarious ones as well that I want to keep my PG-13 standing, so I'll just leave it at that. But they're true, real bird names. But I just wanted to read this really quick, and I thought it was really neat, the detail and the effort that she puts into making her yarn extra special. But the purple martin, it is our largest swallows. Purple martins perform aerial acrobatics to snap up flying insects. Males are dark, glossy blue and purple, nesting in an apartment style man made homes near water. They often depend on humans, which kind of made me a little sad, but also happy that they sad the fact that they become dependent on us as human beings, but it was also more chance to see them, right, and observe them and learn about their lives. And they're normally found around homes near water. They often depend on humans. At the end of breeding season, they gather in a big flock and make their way to South America. And for more information about the different birds that she makes her yarn after, there's a website called allaboutbirds.org. And this one is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. And the really neat thing is it's bulky. So you know me. But it's really pretty. And some of the yarns were so gorgeous, like the bright yellows. And I wish I had more examples. But she does have a website and you can order, and she does ship. And it was just a really neat little shop. I love the way she laid it out. And it was just a ton of fun. If you, Brianna, hi Brianna, good to see you. Brianna just reminded me of something that Sarah did post on Yarn Over Hooks community website, the pictures of her two cardinal skeins. If you wanted to take a look at those, she's posted them there as well, and it's free to take part in that community. Hey Brianna, hope you're doing well. And Jen says, well, we got it from the Big Fat Greek Wedding. Okay. I have not seen that movie. I've heard so much about it. It's Greek for grandma, and we're not Greek. Oh, that's okay. You can inherit it too. I don't think you have to be Greek, but that's exciting. That's really good to know. Get a little bit of lore behind Yaya. That's exciting. Jen loves cardinals. Brianna, they were gorgeous, aren't they? They are really pretty. The ones that Sarah picked up as well. They're really nice. We did go back to Mitchell, Ontario, because we had to pick up a detail, a small detail, just a small detail. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I was talking about how they had chunky yarn there for only $6 a skein. So when I went back, they actually had red out. Ooh, it looks kind of orange on this screen. Anyway, so I got 3 of these because Christmas is just right around the corner. Not really. I know it's not really right around the corner, but when you crochet and it takes you months to make something, it feels like it's right around the corner. So I picked up 3 of these because $6 each is a really good price. I could not beat it. And if you missed it, here is the purple martin that I picked up as well. And she also gave us each a cool little stitch marker. And it's just a little unique thing that she kind of threw in there as a gift. And let's see if I can get this to focus. Focus. Oh well. So anyway, it's cute. It's like a feather with a reddish color to it. Sarah, I can confirm it's Santa red in person. It really is. The red I have, it may look a little orangish, but it is bright red. And like, I think it's berry. The color is, yes, berry, as in holly berries. Brianna says, I'm highly considering starting a Christmas top, especially because my current whip is being a pain. I feel you there, Brianna. I am like in between. I have more whips than I've ever had in my life. I usually like to only have one whip at a time, but I have like 3 projects on the go because they're all just frustrating me a little bit. I'm in this weird phase. But I started this afternoon, like just started, like literally counted 100 chains, and that's pretty much it. The Timberline blanket. I wanted to do something that I feel like I needed a win. I needed a win, guys. Do you know what I mean? When you just need a win, I needed a win. And I started the Timberline blanket. I'll share the link to it here. I've got the YouTube video up, and she's got like a short tutorial, but just so you all know what I'm talking about. I hope that's the right link. Gosh, I always get nervous putting a link in here, and I'm gonna share the wrong link. Not that it's like the scariest thing that a link I might share is like some silly person who did something silly and got arrested. Like, not true crime, but kind of close to it. Anyway, focus, Kelly. So, yeah, we finished up the yarn crawl. We also submitted our cards because the yarn crawl also has a contest drawing. Each one of the stores, the yarn shops that we went to go visit, is giving away another prize. So when we talked to the organizer of the yarn crawl this morning, she said over 100 people so far have finished their submissions. So it's gonna be tough. It's going to be tough. I really didn't think that many people would travel around southern Ontario, and some of them from like Brantford to Windsor, I want to say is maybe 3 hours. So I just, for some reason, didn't imagine that many people taking part. Um, Brianna, I think I'm at a place where I need a few for my mental health. Yeah, Brianna, for real, right? When you go to crochet as your way to calm down or relax, or after work trying to reset your mindset, and then you're getting frustrated in that space too. You need to just take a break from whatever that thing is and reset your mindset, just like you were talking about, Brianna. So that's why I started to do the Timberline blanket, and I actually learned something. I have heard Sammy at Yarn Over Hook talk about how she doesn't like to do chains very often. And I was like, I wonder, and never asked, but I'm like, so how does she start a project that would normally require a chain? And I found a tutorial on how she chained to the bottom loop of a double crochet and then go across. And so I had a neat opportunity to learn something new today. And I took that on and I practiced it and I practiced it. But as it was getting closer to today's live, I was like, I'm really glad I learned this. This is really good, really helpful. It's a time saver. And also, I don't know about you, but counting out 100 to 150 chains kind of will make you a little batty. Well, what a great way to avoid that whole situation. You still have to count, but it seems easier when you're attaching it to another stitch. Did I start my blanket in that format? I did, but my stitches, I'm just not good enough at it yet. So I ended up frogging it and doing it the old way. But that's just because I want to practice it more. And I just wanted a win. I just needed a win, you know? Hey, Manawa, good to see you. What are you working on today, Manawa? Are you still working on a blanket, I think, for your aunt? Or I think that's what you were working on. Brianna says, yes, those breaks my brain, but I still prefer to fighting with chains and having to redo them. Yup, yup. I hear ya. So let me go ahead and pull out what I have, and I already picked the colors with you all the other day. In the pattern, it is, and I should say, the pattern is done by a YouTube channel called Off the Beaten Hook. Clever. I thought that was cute. And this is not, there's another timber type of blanket that's very similar out there. It's not that one. This one is a little more, just repeat rows. It's a series of 6 rows, but you pick 4 colors. And I've got mine here. And thank goodness I counted my 100 chains before I started the live. I came down here a little bit early, so I've got them stitch marked off at 20 chains each. And then I started to go back through and do the double crochet. So just so the colors that I'm going to be using for this blanket is 2 different blues. One is much lighter than the other, and one's kind of a dusty blue. And these are woolies because she used woolies for the blanket. So the first one, I want to stick to what she recommends. And then this is kind of a variegated pink. I think it's a fun color. It's just different tones of this color, and it's called Potion. And then, of course, Fisherman's. This is where all my chains are and where I started my double crochets. Let me make some room here. And pull this out here. Get my stuff going. Kind of looks messy right now, doesn't it? But it does have, just get it. There we go. So I've got my stitch markers in, which is a miracle because I don't usually, with granny squares, I find you don't have to use stitch markers as much as other type of projects where you are doing a large amount of chains. And because this is not a granny square and I do lots of granny squares, it's been a while since I have used this many. So I did that foundation the chain where the double crochets are like built into it. I forget the official word for it. If anybody remembers, let me know because da, 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 da. Yeah, I'm not finding it anywhere in here right away. But it was great to learn, and it's something that I look forward to practicing more often. But for this one, I couldn't get it clean enough. You know, when you have your stitches and you're new at a new stitch, and you just can't get them nice and clean and in a row like you want. Like down at the bottom, I had some gaps here, and I was like, yeah, I get it. I've got down the fundamentals, the basics. I just need to go ahead and keep practicing it more. So I went back to doing just a traditional chain. Foundation, I thought it was foundation something, but every time I think of that, I think of the foundation chain that we call a group of us. So Minna was still working on that blanket for her aunt. Very nice. Foundation, double crochet, I think. It's definitely something like that. Brianna says, what hook size is that? I'm sorry if you said before. I haven't yet, actually. That's a good point. She does this blanket a little loosey goosey. So this is a size 9. And she suggested a size 9. So as I said, I'm going by her suggested products and resources for the first one. And then if it's too loosey goosey, if I make another one, and I probably will because I tend to do things in groups, I'll try a smaller hook size to see if I can tighten up the stitches. But I tend to crochet with a tighter tension. So I decided a size 9. Does it look obnoxiously huge? It does. I would show you compare it to the size 10, but it's upstairs. So high rent. Yeah. I don't understand why everybody says that to Menoa, but I'll figure it out one day. I'll figure it out one day. So I'm just going to sit and chill and talk to you all, see what you're up to for the weekend, what projects you're crocheting, and I just wanted to work on this. I'm excited to learn a new project, and especially blankets because I love to make blankets, and I wanted to win. Yeah. So, what about you all? What are you all working on today? Anything specific? And there are a lot of lives going on right now. I was surfing YouTube for a little bit before I jumped on the live. I was like, wow, Saturday nights is a busy night for lives. And we're all trying to do something a little different or and it's interesting how different people approach their lives and how many there are on a Saturday night. There's a lot. Have you ever noticed that? Barb, hello everyone. I love Swallow for Minowa best. I don't understand. One day when you're doing your live, Barb, I don't understand how she's got the nickname Rent Swallow, and there were a couple of other really silly ones. I think it was a technical thing, right? Was it StreamYard that was doing it, or was Menoa changing it herself? I never did. I missed the how that all originated. So somebody's going to have to let me know someday. And it's also funny because I forgot Swallow was one of the nicknames they gave her, and that's one of the birds that I saw today at the yarn shop. But yeah, I'm working on Loopy Studios Granny Stitch dress. Ooh, that sounds pretty, Brianna. The last dress you made, I saw, I think it was a white one. It was really pretty. I've never tried a piece of large clothing like that, and it's something that I definitely want to try this fall. I want to try and make a hexie cardigan. I think it would be a lot of fun, and I love granny squares, so I think I would really enjoy it. I've just have never done it before, so I've been searching through patterns trying to find the right one. Brianna says, I'm almost done with the first section. Ooh, what color is it, Brianna? Jen, I just listed a song for Yaya. Oh, that's so nice of you, Barb. I bet she's gonna love it. That's so sweet, Barb. You're so kind and giving. StreamYard After Dark. StreamYard After Dark. Jen says, Barb, what's it called? Brianna, yeah, I'm redoing that. Are you really? The white dress? The white one? You're redoing it? I need to make a hexie too. Let me know which one you pick, Brianna, because I really want to make one and I want to do it this fall. I want to start it, end of August, early September time frame. And I'm not trying to make it a Christmas sweater, but I really want it to be a fall one. And I want it to be one that I can wear to work and not jump out too much. I don't like to jump out too much. Anyway, yes. I'm interested in the hexie pattern that you pick out. Sarah had made me a hexie cardigan last year. It's absolutely gorgeous. I haven't shown that to you all, have I? I should, and put it on the website. I'll show you all the next live I have. It's beautiful. Grandma says YouTube is trying to upload a translator and it's trying to work out the bugs. It has many. Only the host and creator of the live can see it. We see the translated symbols of what's being translated. Oh, so when she comes to go onto your panel, it's translating Menoa into different words. Is that what's happening, Barb? But we just don't see it, though. You do on the back end. I think I get you. I think I got you now. That makes sense, because I was always like, what in the world? I don't understand where they're getting these nicknames. Brianna, granulated yarn, white, yellow, pink. Okay, yeah, that was that. I think that was it. And be right back. No problem. Take your time, Brianna. Menoa has had swallow, wren, given, throat, and so many. That's crazy. That's crazy. When you guys were talking about throat, I was thinking of that indigenous, I think it's Inuits who do that. The women do the throat singing. I thought that's what you were talking about at one point because, yeah. Anyway. It's called A Whistle Stop Cafe. Oh, the song for Yaya. I saw that, Barb. I didn't get to listen to it yet, but I saw your post. And the artwork for it is really pretty too. You posted. It's wonderful. Anytime anyone says her name, it gets translated only in YouTube, not in Streamlabs. Interesting. I'm going to have to, Jen says the song is awesome, Barb. I'm going to have to check it out after the live and before your live. It's Saturday night. It's party night at Barb's today. And, yeah, Barb, did you see did you hear me talk about the bird yarn shop that we went to today? And they had all the yarns are named after different types of birds. And the colors were just so pretty. And it's a small little shop. And there were a lot of women going in and out of there. For the size of the shop and her niche, I was impressed with how many people were going in there. Now I know why people created the foundation stitch so people don't have to chain, because it is kind of a chain pain working into a chain. That first row, it's messy, it's hard to hold, it's hard to handle. I don't mean to be a complainer. I sound like I'm whining a little bit today, and I don't mean to. Just I can see why now Sammy doesn't enjoy necessarily and likes the other format better. I'm going to have to get better at it so I can do that and avoid this awkward first stage that we always have to do when we start. So I chained 100 and I did an Afghan size. The pattern that's free on a website, you can get a PDF for the pattern of the Timberline blanket, but it does cost like $7-8. But you can get the ad version for free on the website that she has linked in the description of the video. So as long as you don't mind a few ads, you don't have to pay that $7-8. Hi, Michael. Good to see you. We were just talking about some local yarn shops. We were on a yarn crawl and we just finished it up today. Hope you're doing well. Jen says, I haven't heard it all yet, but what I've heard, it's awesome. Mama's gonna love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. It really makes a difference in people's day. That's, I think one of the things that we're really good about in the crochet and even knitting communities. I find, I know there's a lot of drama out there in all communities, especially online when people feel like they're safe hiding behind a screen. But I feel like in our fiber world community, there's so much kindness out there, and there's so many people that want to help each other, and they think of each other, and Barb is just really good at that. It's something that she's really good at doing. And I'm doing all right, thank you. How are you doing as well? I'm doing good. It's a busy weekend. It's not Father's Day is not a state holiday, but it's definitely a holiday. So there's lots going on. How about you? Do you have any plans tomorrow, Michael, with any family or anything? We kind of spent a little bit of time today with about Father's Day with my husband, and then tomorrow he will spend some time with some family members and my daughter and I. And then I'm gonna reach out to my dad, who's pretty far away from me, but I'm looking forward to calling him, and we'll have a good long conversation. But I'm going to see him soon in a couple of months, and I'll make up for not seeing him in person this weekend soon. So looking forward to my vacation in August. Her name is in it a couple of times. Oh, neat, Barb. Yaya's name? Do we know Yaya's real name? It doesn't matter. I was just curious. This is such a large hook, and it is looser than the stitches are looser than what I'm used to them being. But I think this is a good thing, because working in the chain at first is always sometimes difficult, especially if your tension's really tight, and I think it's a good thing. We'll see how it ends up in the long run. And I almost forgot, does anybody see anything behind me? I went on to Barb's panel yesterday, and because I received something in the mail, and I was super excited about it. And I wanted to share it on Barb's channel first because she is the one credited with making it. Let me finish this stitch marker and I will roll over and get my new cuddly buddy. And oops, let's just do it now because that's just being stubborn. So I wanted to show you all Miss OG Grandma. Look at this. Isn't that not the cutest thing ever? So Barb made this for me and sent it to me. If you watched her panel yesterday, you've already seen it, but not everybody stays up as late as Barb's is. And it has an eyeball on its nose. So this is the cutest monster I've ever seen. It's a pattern that Barb and Debbie introduced to us all on their Crochet and Chat channel on Friday nights. And I fell in love with it, and she made one for me in the colors that I requested. And it's got a little skirt, and then sometimes she was saying the eyes weren't done the way they were supposed to be, but I think they're perfect because it's got a third eye on its nose, which I think is absolutely hysterical, and I absolutely love it. So thank you again, Barb, for my OG grandma, for the original gangsta grandma. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh, Menoa. Let me take... there we go. Michael says, I'm doing all right. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. It's just me and Panda where we live, and both my parents have passed. Yeah, a lot of people are in that boat. And no plans, supposed to be 105 Fahrenheit tomorrow, so not going outside. Yeah, hide in air conditioning if you can. Just gonna work on a new shawl pattern and type it up. Oh, nice. Oh, that's interesting. That's like a little teaser there, Michael. A new pattern coming out. That's exciting. I'm excited to see it. Make sure. Do you have a time frame that you might release it? Any tips you can give us? Insider information? Am I being too obvious? Tell us about it. Let's see, Brianna, I'm behind, but I have a few Hexie tutorials saved plus inspiration because someone did star pockets and I want to figure that out, and I'll pick my faves soon. Nice. Star pockets, like as in the pockets you put your keys and hands in. They're made star shape. That's kind of neat. The monsters, your monster girl. Yep. Isn't it adorable? It's so cute. I love it so much. It's so cute. It's so cute. I'll put it back over there on display. So thank you again, Barb. I appreciate that. Michael, run. Run, Michael, run. She's grilling you for questions. That's funny. I'm harmless, Jen. What are you talking about? Oops, what did I do here? Got distracted. There we go. There we go. Back on track now. This is so loose. So loosey-goosey. I'm not used to it. But that's okay. That's all right. Trust the process. Trust the process. Oops. No, it's threading. It's threading. It's because of the stitch markers right there. And I think it's making it awkward. There we go. Back in a roll. And the stitch marker. I want to take that stitch marker out, but I also don't want to because I don't want to count all over again. But I think the stitch markers threaded some of the yarn. Let's try right here. Pull it through. There we go. No idea when it'll come out. I have like 12 tutorials filled and patterns written with no idea when they will be edited or out. That's well, that's the hardest part, right? I think the fun part is the creating, seeing it, making it, and then doing all that administration work is like work, right? So I hear ya. The shawl is I'm making it up as I go. Wow, that's talent. That's talent. I had told some people that I was going to try and make a very simple pattern this year in 2026. Now, I think I'm really new to crochet, and I'm also a little slow crocheter, but I would love to make a really basic pattern just so I can say I've done that. But because I don't know about anybody else, sometimes I learn better by doing. So at work, if I'm training someone and they ask me questions and I don't know the answers to it, the best way is to actually do it and try and figure it out. And I learn well that way. And that's kind of my theory of doing a very basic pattern to help me understand. You got to do research to make the pattern, at least in my brain, I do, if that makes sense. Michael says, well, sort of making it up as I go. I have the vision in my head and how I want it. Now to make it in Tunisian, in my vision, that's the challenge. Oh, I see. Interesting. Brianna, I definitely learn better by doing. Yeah, that's kind of my, especially when Sammy's teaching us charts. They are sometimes a blessing and sometimes a curse, but by doing it, I definitely learn better than just sitting and staring a piece of paper or something like that, doing hands-on actions. Michael, yep, I was going through surgical school. Wow. To surgical school, it was always see one surgery, do one surgery, then teach one surgery. I like that theory. That's very much how I would like to learn. You know, show, do, teach. And I think it makes sense because it makes you process the process, how you process the process better. Wow, words. Jen says, me too, Bree. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people out there that learn with by doing, especially computer stuff. I work on the computer a lot, do a lot of administration. And by doing it hands on is the best way for me to learn. Whereas if you talk to me and just tell me, I'm not gonna absorb it. I don't wrap my head around it as well. So Kathleen, you're being really quiet today. What are you working on, Kathleen? And Brianna, did you see the messages I sent you on Discord? I don't expect you. I just sent you some pictures of some of the products you were asking about. I can't wait till I'm done this row. Brianna says, I wish I was one of those people that could crochet without having to look. Just not there yet. Getting there, but not there yet. I hate just watching others use the computers. By the time I'm on my own, it's like I've never even opened a browser before. Yeah, yes, yes, agreed. Totally agreed. Kathleen, I'm going through some of my dad's things I just got from his wife. Aw, that's a tough time for that, but also could be very joyful, bring lots of good memories, I hope, for you, Kathleen. When it comes to computers, I cannot teach anyone. I get so frustrated when I try and show Panda how to do something 20 minutes I have passed and I could have done it in 2 minutes. Yeah, that is a struggle, especially when you know how to do something and you're supposed to be training someone when you know you could just do it in 2 minutes and have it done, but you also have that internal struggle going on that you know they need to learn how to do it. And if you take that 20 minutes and teach them, then that's 2 minutes you get back later on. But it is, you have to evaluate your day. How much time do I have? Do I have 20 minutes to spend, or is it going to have to wait for another day to train somebody, right? I get that. Oh, I'm almost done. I think I've got about 30 chains to go, and then I'll be done that first section, and I will be super happy about it. I've taught two younger people how to crochet the basics, and I told the first thing I say to people if I'm helping them learn how to crochet, the first thing I say is the beginning of your project is going to be hard to hold. It's going to look messy. It's not going to look like anything. You just got to trust the process and give it time and just follow the directions for a little while. And once you get a couple of rows on there, then it all starts to make sense. Because I know in the beginning when I first started to crochet, I would look at my project and be like, this does not look like anything. It just looks like a big mess. So you just have to kind of hang in there, trust the process. And if Jerry was here, she'd say, if you know, you know. Michael says, but when it comes to Tunisian crochet, I have all the patience in the world. I haven't tried that yet. It's a project that I have maybe for next year. I'm still trying to get a really good understanding of the foundations of crochet, but that is something, Michael, that I would love to. And I've heard you're really good at it. Check out some of your videos when I get to that point. Kathleen says, it's bittersweet. Love and miss my dad very much and love having my hands on his things he held close. By any chance, Kathleen, did you get any clothes from her? Or the reason I ask is if you know someone who sews, you can get pillows made out of some of their articles of clothing. And I wish, my pup up and some other people, that was a thing that people were doing when I had lost my pup up. I had tons of his clothes when I helped my mom clean out his closet and some of his items, and we were going through his things. I remember thinking, we have all these clothes, nice suits and dress shirts and regular, slacks and stuff, and I wish the niche or the trend that's out there right now is to get a teddy bear made of their clothes, your loved one's clothes, or a pillow or a blanket. I so wish that was a trend when I had lost my pup up. Michael says, I totally understand you. You need that foundation in crochet, and you are doing it right. And, well, Sammy's awesome. Sammy is awesome. She absolutely is. She's great. I think I tell her that all the time. She always blushes, but yeah, she's amazing. Kathleen, I am very much a fan of Tunisian. I love crochet. I love it. Kathleen, you know how excited I get about it. I know Sammy was working on something the other week. I think she picked up a set of hooks for it, and I'm curious to see what she makes with her. new skills she was working on. I know that's the stash bash right now, but I know she was really excited to practice. And I think she was Tony TL Yarncraft. I think she was watching her, got her book about it. I could be totally wrong. I don't know. Kathleen, Kathleen, you need to know how excited I am. Oh, yes. Yes, I do indeed, Michael. Yeah. Add another stitch marker, so 20 chains to go. And it's 2 rows of, does anybody else notice? I just totally interrupted myself. With larger crochet hooks, your yarn will sometimes thread a little bit more. Or is that because I'm using a wool mix? Tony TL is great. Yeah, Sammy got her book. Yeah, I thought that was what it was. And she just had her birthday too, I think. Tony's had lots of milestones. She hit 1 million subscribers. I think she just turned 40 too. She's had an amazing year. And it's not even over yet. It's still going. Another YouTuber, although she's not as active as some others. We all know Hooked on Robin or Hooked by Robin, but there's also another YouTuber out there that I learned a lot from, and she's got some great tutorial videos by her YouTube channel is Play Hooky with Me. And I really enjoy her style of teaching as well. She's very slow paced and patient, and she doesn't tell you just what to do, but she explains the why behind it, which helps my brain a ton when I'm trying to learn. And my Discord's going off. Oh my goodness, Kathleen, I just gave myself a heart attack. I'm like, did I just mute myself? Whenever my Discord starts going off a lot and I'm on live, I think I've goofed something up or something like that. Oh, this is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to getting this row done. And then I can really dig into it. And it has 2 rows of double crochet, and then it has some clusters, a couple of rows of clusters, and then there's like a lot of your basic stitches, but they're alternating in a different way, and the border looks so pretty. And I'm not a big border girl, but I am for this blanket. And Brianna, there is a Yarnspiration has a hexie cardigan pattern on it. I think it's called, Sarah might remember, I think it's called the Horizon cardigan. And it has nothing to do with the name as why I like it. I just like it because I like the pattern of it. It's a little bit longer. I don't want mine to be a short hexie cardigan. I want it to have a couple of rows on the bottom so it hangs a little bit lower, because up here in Canada it gets really cold. I only have a couple more stitches. Do you want a hood? I don't think so. because I'm going to wear it to work. I want to, if I was going to wear it to like hockey games, and I would say, yeah, no, I don't think so. But wouldn't that be something that's easy, Brianna, to add or remove? Brianna says, I like that a lot. It helps me remember. Yep. Muting yourself was a bad habit. Was a habit for a bit. I'm still having nightmares from it, Kathleen. I'm so paranoid about it. It still have flashbacks. Sarah, yeah, I think it was the Horizon. For some reason, that name is sticking out. Theoretically, but I've never done one. Gotcha. Yeah, I've never done anything like that. All right, so my first row is done. It looks spinny. It's like Roman's extra large. This is 100 stitches, and I picked the size for an Afghan, so something a little bigger than I've done before. So yeah, step one done. It's a win. Needed a win. Got a win. Could also do a removable hood, one that buttons so you can unbutton it, etc. A lot of our winter jackets up here come like that. They've got Velcro or buttons, like you said, or a zipper so you can put the hood on your winter jacket or take it off, and linings and all that kind of stuff. That's a good idea, Michael. A 1 of 5 Roman skinny scarf. That's funny, Brianna. That's great. It already looks so cuddly and cozy. I know. That's why I love Woolies. Oh my goodness. And I was telling Sarah the next time she comes over, I want her to look at one of the blankets I made in Woolies, like the Hudson Bay blanket I just made. I want her to see how heavy it gets. So, all right, so chain 2 and then turn it. It's always so much fun when you have, it's not really turning, it's more like flinging. Looks like a big snake skin right now. And I don't think this is back loop. Let me look at the pattern really quick. Make sure I don't make the same mistake. The pattern says row 2 is just double crochet, chain 2, turn. So it's not back loop or front loop, so I'm putting it under both. Sounds good to me. So fluffy. It's so fluffy. Are you and Sarah gonna do Canadian version of Stitches? If Sarah wanted to come on, I would love to have Sarah come on with me, but she's more like the quiet sidekick. But Sarah, just know the door is always open. If you're ever feeling courageous and brave and you want to come on a live with me, you can. See, even Brianna wants you to come on. It's not just me. Kathleen, that would be awesome, Brianna. Sarah says, I'm shy. All right, let me get my stitch here. I stitched 2. And I gotta go in here. Make sure I get the right stitch so I don't start like get a little triangle going instead of a rectangle. I have Barb's theme song for my channel stuck in my head. Do, 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 do. $104 tomorrow, Michael? That's crazy. Is it, and are you in a humid state or a dry state? I forget. This is so much easier now. It's gonna fly. This blanket's gonna fly now that I'm done that foundation chain. Get to the first stitch marker here. I'm really excited about this blanket. I've been eyeing this blanket for a couple of months, and it's just very pretty for a simple beginner friendly blanket that's not just a big granny square. Don't get me wrong, I love my granny square, but it is really pretty. If you check out the link that I put in there earlier. Brianna, you're funny. Brianna says the quietness could be part of the Canadian charm. Yeah, the loud, obnoxious New Jersey girl in Canada with a real Canadian. Brianna, Sarah never get a word in. Who are we kidding? Michael, Texas Panhandle. It's considered desert, but wait, Monday is supposed to be 70 degrees Fahrenheit and stay cool range for a week. Texas, wow. Is hot. Hot. I've never been to Texas. I drove through, well, okay. I drove through a small part of Texas, driving from Virginia to Colorado one year, but we didn't like stop or spend any time there. We were just trying to get from point A to point B. So I don't really have too much recollection of what it was like or what we saw. It was also 30 years ago. So so Sarah's the real Canadian. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sarah's the real Canadian. I'm the imitation, the imposter. I'm not a real Canadian yet. I have been here pre-Trump. Everybody thinks I moved here because of Trump. But I moved here 14 years ago now. So it doesn't seem like I've been here that long, though. See, I've already gotten this far, whereas before it took me forever to get this far. So it's coming. It's doing its thing. What time is it? I think I'm going to have to wrap it up soon. I've got a few things I have to do before things settle down, and I thought before I start to fall asleep too. Then you went through my hometown, Amarillo, Texas. Ah, okay, maybe I did. I just know we cut through the top part of Texas going from Virginia to Colorado. But I don't, like I said, it was like 30 years ago, Michael. I was also very pregnant and miserable for sitting in a car for so long. But it was, it's somewhere in Texas. I'd like to get to San Antonio sometime. I think there's a really pretty river walk I heard there and lots of stuff to see and do. Brianna, you were ahead of the curve. I like to think I was ahead of the curve. I think yeah, We'll leave it at that. Michael, we are looking at moving to Nova Scotia cuz Mr. Man. Gotcha. Canada's got some great, benefits about it. I do, and I tell people all the time that I wish I could take parts of the US and parts of Canada, my favorite parts of both, mush them together, and then it would be amazing. But that's just like, in a perfect world, you might as well say. I don't want to stop. I have to get up soon, but I don't want to stop working on this, which is good because my last couple of projects have been frustrating me. So I keep putting this down saying, okay, I have to go upstairs and start laundry and get ready for Father's Day tomorrow. But then I keep picking it back up because this is fun. I'm glad I found something that was fun again. And it's a great tutorial, and the pattern's real clear and concise. So I might just keep on staying here. San Antonio is hot and humid. That's what it's more southern Texas, I think, right? Kathleen, did you see the the little granny square animal granny squares that Debbie's working on yesterday? They were so cute, like the little lion, and I know she had like three of them she showed, but I was running around trying to figure out my camera issue at that point, so I missed the other animals. We love a mindless project. I really do. One of my favorite videos when I first learned to crochet Brianna was Elise, and she's got two videos about mindless blankets. And that is what really got me hooked. Was I want to do that. I want to be able to make that. And they looked really pretty, but she was saying they were beginner friendly. And I was like, I don't know how that could be beginner friendly. And then I tried one and made it and fell in love with it. And I really love my mindless projects. But I also like to learn new things, but I do enjoy the mindless more. Oh no. I don't know why I said oh no. Well, the only thing that happened was my hook. Yeah, it's in the belt. We call the swampy armpit of Texas, San Antonio, Austin, through the College Station. There's a military base down there too, right? I think it's kind of a melting pot of different parts of the country all come together in San Antonio, if I remember right. Like, again, it's been a long time. Kathleen, I did. They're adorable. Yeah, I thought they were absolutely adorable. Debbie's little animal critter granny squares. I'd love to see. Is she making a blanket out of that? I think. I can't wait to see the finished product when she's all done. Kathleen, oh no, the swampy armpit. Not the armpit. Anything but the armpit, Michael. Anything but the armpit. That's what people say about New Jersey. It's the armpit of America. I think I would argue with that, but that's because I'm from South Jersey, so which is actually really pretty. But I've heard that expression before. What time is it? Okay, I can keep working on this 5 more minutes, and then we'll see how late I can stay up. See how far I can get. I'm curious. It's supposed to be a quick blanket. It's supposed to be really quick if you don't change your colors, but I'm totally changing my colors. I ever since I like before I knew how to change colors and before I knew how to tie in my ends, I never changed the color and I just use one color all the time. But ever since I figured it out, now I just can't have one color. It's sacrilege. Barb, are you still here? Jen, are you still here? Barb's probably chilling and relaxing, getting her dinner ready and stuff like that for the live, maybe. Michael, yep. Joint Base San Antonio Military Service Base. I've never been to it. I was only stationed at 2 naval hospitals and 2 Marine Corps battalions. Brianna, just one more row. One more row. If Barbara is still here. Yes, I'm still here. Jen's still here. Yeah, we, in a past life, I was never in the military, but I was married into the military. And we were stationed in New Jersey, Virginia, Colorado, Korea. But San Antonio was one of them that I did not go with them. They went to San Antonio on their own. They were only there, though, for like 3 months, stationed there. We spent the most of our time in Colorado at Fort Carson. And were you in the Marines then, Michael, or were you in the Navy? Menawa, Kelly, I love the bright rainbow colorway over your left shoulder. My left shoulder. The yarn right there? That one? That one? I got that on sale at Michael's. And I tried to make a monster out of it. And the yarn was not working well with it, but it is very pretty, and I still plan to make something out of it. I'm just not sure what, but it doesn't like, that yarn does not like me, or it doesn't like to be made with a tight tension, but it is very pretty. Brianna Lollipops yarn. Oh, I'm debating doing color changes for a Christmas top. I definitely want a green tree design, maybe white snow. Ooh, this sounds pretty. And a bow. Ooh. It sounds gorgeous. Michael says, was a Navy corpsman, aka combat medic, and chose to be gung-ho and do what the Marines did. Fun, but at 48, 2 total knee replacements later, maybe that wasn't such a good idea. We all look back and go, oh, what have I done to myself? What have I done to myself? So, were you ever at the Philadelphia Naval Yard? Or is that even still a naval yard, I wonder? One more row, Brianna. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be late. I don't want to stop. I saw a tote bag when Sarah and I were out on the yarn crawl today, and it said, in my defense, I was left alone in a yarn shop. And I thought that was very fitting. There's so many cute things and sayings out there that I want to get, but I'm like, do I really need that? No. Do I want it? Yeah. One more time to get away. How far am I? All right. It's getting there. We're doing it. All right, guys, ladies, gentlemen, it has been fun. It was a great way to wrap up and kind of start to wind down a very busy Saturday. And I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me, being here, and having fun and listening to me babble about the yarn crawl and my new OG grandma and all the fun things that we do, the yarn, the bird yarn, and everything. I appreciate you all. Kathleen, Jen, Minoa, Sarah, Michael, Brianna. I know I'm inevitably going to miss somebody. Mary, if you're still in here, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you all. And I'm going to head off. But if you are at Grandma's later on, I will catch you there. And yeah, I look for. Brianna, you bought yarn? I buy yarn all the time. Are we not supposed to be buying yarn? Did I miss a memo? I must have missed a memo because you're like the third person to say that. I'm going to have to look through the Yarn Overhook community and see if I missed something. But anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day tomorrow. If you don't have your father with you anymore, or loved ones or family to spend the day with, I hope you get some you time in and you get some relaxing time to recharge. And thank you so much. And I will talk to you soon. I'll post next week's live in the Discord server. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Bye.